Greetings, Judith. DFG at Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, I just want to take a few minutes and just talk a little bit about some of the current affairs, some of the current events that are happening right now, and just to elaborate, just to share some insight for perspective reasons on what we need to be thinking about and what we should be aware of. Again, perspective about it, not what you need to think about, because that's up to you at the end of the day. But, our platforms are created to provoke thought, to challenge concepts, to challenge ideas, and to, reveal or uncover certain truths that we may or may not necessarily be aware of. So today, I want to start by talking about, a little bit about what's going on with Kyle Rittenhouse. Um, we talk often. We have shared many messages on, the judicial system here in this wicked place, Babylon, America, whatever the hell it calls itself today, and how that this system of injustice has been used to abuse and to castrate us. Not well, sometimes literally, but definitely castrate us figuratively speaking, to cause us to be dehumanized, emasculated as men, and frustrated and disrespected, as it relates to our women. And when you look at the situation that's going on with Kyle Rittenhouse, and just in case you don't know who that is the young man who in Kenosha, Wisconsin, last year shot and killed two men and injured a third person. And he did this because he was going out to defend the property of the elite. And his attitude was that since Black Lives Matters protesters, which we realize today that has nothing to do with us, at least not in terms of, heterosexual men and women, but this is more of a, I don't want to get into Black Lives Matters. It's not the issue here. The point I'm making is that Rittenhouse, this young, white male, took it upon himself to take an AR-15 and go out there and hunt people who may have been destroying property of the elite, not his property, but the property of his ancestors, the stolen wealth that helped them to get the property. Let's just say it like it really is. But anyway, long and the short of it, he's on trial right now. And if you were to see some of the wickedness of this particular judge, who really is showing, the true colors of this judicial system, and how that this guy has bent the law every kind of damn way you could think of bending the law to protect this white male who the law was created to protect, and how they are actually applying that law. I mean, if you ever want to see what justice looks like, then if you go to that trial and look at how this guy not only threw out clear evidence, threw out the weapons, charge that this guy had, carrying an AR-15, saying that it did not meet the particular standard of what was considered a deadly weapon, to bringing in a defense witness and applauding that witness who was defending this guy because he was a veteran. Shit you not. And allow this guy to last but not least, do you realize this guy had an opportunity to select his own jury? I'm not kidding you. This judge allowed this guy to take and select his own jury members. There were 26 alternatives, and he had to have 12. There were 20 people that were left, and he got to pick of those 20 with 12. He wanted to try the case for him. Do you think that it's kind of funny? Because if that's not goddamn racial bias, nothing it is in our face. That would have never been afforded our young men and our young women. You would have never, ever. And what about our young men, young women had killed two men, even if they were, Israelite men, they would have threw the book at his ass and every charge they could dream of. He'd already been, judged, tried, convicted, and in prison. But not for Esau. The law was made to protect him, and the law was made to not only control us, but to destroy us, to separate us, to humiliate us. You know what I'm saying? To put us back in bondage. And we saw it with what's her name, Amber Guyver, when the judge came out and gave her the Our Book, told her how sorry she was that she had to go to jail for killing an innocent man in his own apartment. We saw it again. What else I wanted to say? It's just my mind. It's not that important, but more important, I just to let you know. You know what I'm saying? It was not created for us. Remember we talked about it a couple of days ago when I brought to your attention about, in 1850, Dred Scott, how that, Judge Taney at that time with his racist ass, pretty much said that there were no laws in the books that a white man had to respect in regards to a black man, an Israelite man. And it's evident by the present population those laws are still in the book and still being hostilely, put it or held against us or used against us with all, what do you call, extreme malice? In other words, no mercy. No mercy. But you see that mercy being extended to them. But again, it's it is what it is. And the sooner we wake up to it and stop all this silly protesting and marching and making fun, all that silliness, we need to walk away from that crap. This is not our place. This is not our home. And we have no business out here bartering, begging, kissing their asses, or participating in any of their judicial system, any of their legislative systems, including voting. We don't need to be a part of any of that. I know, you're going to hear these naysayers who are going to jump on this channel and say, no, if you're going to get change, then you got to vote to get change. We've been voting for for damn near 50 years now? 50 years of voting? And what has it gotten you? Not a damn thing that's at least measurable. Nothing sustainable. Nothing that you can say, man, our plight here in this wicked Babylonian system is so much better now because XYZ we voted for. I mean, Biden hadn't taught you a lesson yet. My dear Israelite sisters and brothers, Biden had not taught you a lesson. Electing Biden because you could not stand to have another 4 years of Trump. Has your life gotten any better? Oh yeah, the rhetoric has quieted down, but the situation for us is getting ramped up. The damage being done to us is getting ratcheted up, including this mandate, this one, to destroy and kill us. Okay, you don't believe me. Remind me of that. Remember in the Five Heartbeats, the movie, The Five Heartbeats? When they had that old wicked MC who was supposed to be judging, the talent. And he went out there when the Five Heartbeats came up there to perform. He said, these guys say they're better than the Temptations and the Four Tops put together. And what he said? We shall see. In other words, he was what you would call leading the witness. In other words, he was trying to lather up the audience, you know what I'm saying, to really boo these guys, to make sure these guys didn't win so his group would win. So we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. China, let's talk about that for just a quick moment. Again, they're about to go into Taiwan. You heard old Satan himself, Biden, make the comment last night. Well, that's really not our affairs. That's up to them to determine the outcome. I'm talking about the Taiwanese government, the same government who they swore they would protect come hell or high water. That's what he said. Now he talked to President Ying China, a couple of nights ago, and the conclusion of that conversation was, well, at the end of the day, we need to respect their rights, their territories, and therefore, the hell with Taiwan. Now, I don't give a damn about the Taiwanese because I can assure you they don't give a damn about the Israelites. But in the end of the day, what I'm saying? They've got in bed with the devil, and the devil now is, going, physically, mentally, in every kind of way abuse them. But that's what making a deal with the devil looks like. And at the end of the day, as I said before, with China, the reason I bring it up, because China right now is what they're doing, what would be the proper way to say this? Flexing their muscles. See, China's flexing their muscles now. They made it crystal clear that, you know, they're not going to be importing much of anything to America. And for that $1 trillion that America owed them, they saying everything that we take from your asses, we keep it. We're going to come from under your petrodollar, let you figure out another way. So they're raiding places like Ethiopia now. Of course, a black country. I'm talking about your beautiful republic over in Ethiopia now. Trying to create an uprising because they want the resources in Ethiopia. Because they can't get it from China anymore. They can't get it, from Syria, Turkey, Afghanistan, etc. So they're going after our people, which is the natural behavior of the heathen, to come after the people of the Most High. But they will fail there as they will fail everywhere. They will fail everywhere. And sooner than later, food and the resources are going to dry up. Very soon. Because unfortunately, 1 out of 4 things that we purchase out of this country, this wicked government set us up that way, set its own citizens up that way. And the fact that we're still constitutionally considered a citizen. I should have winked on that one, right? We're going to suffer the consequences right along with them, at least those of us who are not prepared. And we've talked about preparation time and time and time again. In Austria, not Australia, Austria, that's in Germany, right outside of Germany. Same thing in Thessalions. Do you know what they're telling their citizens right now? They're telling their citizens that in order for them to go out of their homes for anything other than food and work, they have to have been vaccinated. And if they're not allowed outdoors for any other reason but those reasons. Don't you know that's coming this way very soon? Well, some of you saying, okay, at least I can go get food. Well, not if there isn't any food on the shelves. And how long you think it will be before they say, well, you can't go get food either? That's why we were saying to you, my brothers and my sisters, warning you, my brothers and sisters, for years to get prepared. You know what I'm saying? To get food, to get substance. Because we knew that they would come, they would quarantine us for whatever reason it was. We didn't have any idea that it would be centered around the similitude of the mark of the beast. I'm going to use similitude because all of the things that are around these mandates are very similar to what the mark of the beast is entailing. And I know there's a lot of channels out there. This is not the mark. They don't know that. Y'all didn't tell them that. They're going by the book. They think they're reading the signs, but they don't know. What we do know is this. Now, again, and I'm going to come back to what's going on with, this ostracizing of the people, limiting access of our people, really all peoples, but particularly us, the effects that certain things that are happening to our bodies because of, allowing this wicked Caesars, the governments, to dictate to you what you should or should not do with your own body. And they've been doing that for a long time, including the killing of our babies. If you want to have a better life, just kill your baby if you're not ready. But go to Revelation chapter 13. You've heard me read it before. You tell me if what's going on right now in Austria and Albania, other nations, countries around the world, Jamaica included, tell me if this doesn't sound pretty similar here. It says, and he deceiveth all that dwell upon the earth by the means of the miracles, which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast. And I want you to remember that, the miracles that he had the power to do in the sight of the beast. And I want you to think of metaverse, going into the internet of things. I guess the easiest way to say it, going into the cyber world, where you can now escape your reality by going into a virtual reality. called deception, to make you believe something is real that isn't, and be okay with it. It's called deception. It goes on to say, verse again, it's 14, deceive it all that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, metaverse, miracles, which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast. Okay? Saying to them that dwell on the earth, us, people, that they should make an image to the beast, in other words, which have been wounded by the sword and live. Making an image to the beast. 5G towers, who knows what that is. But whatever this image is, it's going to give it power. Power over who? All that dwell on the earth. Mankind. Clear. And he had power to give life to the image of the beast. Metaverse. To make you think something that isn't real is real. Something that's dead is going to make alive. Something that, again, unreal is going to become a reality to you. Virtual reality. Virtual reality. Virtual reality. I know you say, nah, I'll never get caught up in that. It did say with deceivableness. It's going to deceive all those who dwell on the earth. Not you. I know that's what you're saying. Not me. I'm going to tell you, oh, yes, you. If you don't have a Rahuk in you, Elohim is not in your body with your eyes open, with its seal in your forehead, oh, it's going to be you. You know why I know it's going to be you? Because you're not even going to know it's you. You're going to believe it isn't you. Because you are going to be deceived. It's going to have the power to do it. So it's like someone insane. They don't know they're insane. Yeah, you might tell them you're crazy. They might tell them you're in a mental hospital. But in their mind, why am I here? Nothing wrong with me. Why they sit there and eat their own poop. Why they sit there and piss their pants. They're like, nothing wrong with me. What are you talking about? Why they sitting there talking to themselves all day long as though they're talking to somebody around them. What are they talking? I'm not insane. Because your brain tells you, what is real and what isn't real. And when Elohim puts the spirit of deception upon you, you're going to think what isn't real is real and what real is not. It's called deceit. Yeshua warned us, be careful that you be not deceived. We remember that. But let us continue. We're talking about what is the mark of the beast and how it is going to come into play. How is it going to work? Will the people be deceived into taking the mark, believing that the mark is not the mark, like they're telling you right now? This ain't the mark. That ain't the mark. That's not the mark. That's not the mark. What if they're wrong? What if they're deceived and they're deceiving you? Have you considered that? I'm just asking, have you given that any consideration? For all these people telling you that's not the mark of the beast, but it's the beginning of the mark of the beast. What kind of, that's some kind of witchcraft sorcery statement that makes no sense. It's not the mark, but it's the beginning of the mark. Get the hell out of here. Don't buy that crap. You know what's good for you. You better say no and hold your ground. Amen. But he goes on to say, and it had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the beast should both speak and cause all that would not worship the image of that beast to be killed. So it's going to come alive. So they're going to take metaverse and other programs like that, and they're going to make it living. And you're going to live inside of that. People are literally going to live inside of the internet. And then some people are going to have AI placed in their bodies, and they're going to become robots, clones, for lack of a better word. They're going to become machines, half man, half machine. And others are going to go literally live inside the machine. And it's being embraced. Why is it being embraced? Because of deception. There's nothing wrong with this. This is just technology. This is advancement. This is the beginning of things. This is the newness of things. This is how when we're genius and we're smart and we're brilliant. And look how creative our young people are. And look what they're creating now. We can put lenses in our eyes. You heard about that one? Mojo? Look that up. That they can literally put contact lenses in your eyes to cause you to see at night, to be able to read books. With your eyes closed, you can see through your eyelids. Oh, and how long do you think it's not going to be before you can look at another person and know everything about that person? Why? because whatever is in public record, they're going to be able to discover. Just like you could go right now onto the internet and look up to see if someone is a pedophile, or look up and see if someone has been charged with a crime. You see what's coming? You see how dangerous this is going to become? But through deceivingness of all men, most people are going to look at that and say, "Ain't nothing wrong with that at all, DFG. What are you talking about, man? You're exact. You're conflating this stuff. You're trying to get us afraid." Yeah, I know. Like I was 4 or 5 years ago when I told you that these quarantines, the only thing were going to come, and you better get you some food. You better get you some resources because everything was going to dry up, and you better get you some weapons and everything because now you can't get a weapon and there's no ammunition. Yeah, I was scaring you back then too. Yes, yes. Keep on believing, that someone is out there trying to scare you when they're really warning you and telling you to open up your eyes. Keep believing the lies, Brother Hammond says. In other words, Brother Hammond really tells you don't believe the lies. But you're not listening to him no more than you're not listening to me, at least many of you are. Because you think you're right. Because you just got to be right. Because there's no way they can be right. Well, somebody's right and somebody's wrong. Now, the evidence is on our side, not on your side. All you naysayers who think we're just trying to scare you, because we got nothing better to do with our time. Let's continue on. Still talking about, is this the mark of the beast? Verse 16, and he calls it all, both small, little children, great, older people, rich and poor, that's everybody, bond and free, whether you're in jail or not, to receive the mark in their right hand or their forehead, and that no man shall buy or sell. You can't buy or sell anything. In other words, you're going to be quarantined. Save that he had the mark. In other words, unless you got your paperwork and all. You know what I'm talking about? You got your information. When you go to places, they need to see your information. And pretty soon, they're going to have it on your phone. They're going to have it in your skin. They're going to have it in your eyes. They can scan your eyes. Mojo. They're going to be able to look at you and be able to tell with their little lenses in that, you took it. You didn't take it. You can come in. You can't. Matter of fact, you're going to jail right now. Oh, yes. Let's continue on. That you might not be able to buy or sell who had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Those things have IDs to go along with it to make sure that no one can be fraudulent, right? Don't your card have an ID on it? Not a number? Not registered? Are you not entertained yet? Here's the wisdom. Let him have understanding. Then he goes on to tell you about the numbers. But now remember I talked about it. Let's go back up here to verse 14. And he deceived all that dwell on the earth. Now let's go to 2 Thessalonians. I'm going to give you a precept. The brother's going to give you a precept. So you can do, you already know about Matthew 24 when Yeshua said, be not deceived. Just show you Revelation 13, tell you you're going to be deceived. Now I'm going to tell you why many of our people are going to be deceived. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2. He says, remember, verse 5. 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 5. He goes on to say, remember. This is what I'm saying to you guys. This is your reminder. These messages are reminders to you. So you want to keep these things in remembrance. Save these messages. Download them. Store them. Whatever you got to do, write it down. Whatever it takes to ensure that you never forget. Because one day, in the very near future, this is going to be the most important information you may have ever known. Goes on to say, verse 5, remember not, when I was with you, I told you these things. And now you know what withholdeth that it might be revealed in this time. See, this is a time of revelation. This is a time of revealing. Daniel said in the last days, knowledge should be increased, right? Daniel chapter 12. I think verse 4. See, this is the time of revealing now. That's why we know we're the people of the book. That's why we know we are the Israelites. We are the people that this is our history book. We're not Jewish, but we would be considered the Jews. Israelites. Amen. It's being revealed. This was foretold that this day would come. But let's continue on. It says, for the mystery of evil is already here at work. Only he who lets it will let it until it be taken out of the way. Now he's talking about the presence of Elohim, the Rahuk. See, judgment was on us for a long time, for hundreds and hundreds of years, because of our rebellion against Elohim and his laws, statutes, and commandments. And so he allowed our oppression to exist. And he allowed them to get away with it for the most part. But now he has removed their protection. And now he's sealing us for our protection, those of us who are believers. Now he's sealing us and he's unveiling them. In other words, he's taking the veil of protection away from them. That's why they're dying with opioids, like shit going through a goose. Use my expression, just the truth. They're not even talking about it on the news, on the media. They're losing. I'm not kidding. Go look it up. Opioid deaths in America, 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2021. I'm telling you, the number sits somewhere around 500,000 of OD. And then look at their birth rate. Their birth rates are down. Their men cannot impregnate their women. Yeah, it's judging them. Just like they judged Abimelech when they took Sarah hostage. He said, until you release this woman back to her real husband, her man, none of your women are going to have babies. Yeah, I said, until you take your hands off of my anointed, I'm going to make your men sterile and your women sterile as well. The other groups too, not just them, the other ones too, who are not Israel, one of the 12 tribes. Yah says it's going to be a revealing of the truth. Do you know the truth, my sister, my brother? Do you know who you are? Do you know whose you are? And I'm not talking about some spiritual foolish. Well, I'm a Christian. Look, you better get away from that foolishness. That's boule, occultic, sorcerers. Religion and church is exactly what I just told you it was. Now stay there if you want to. But when you burn in hell, you're going to wish you had listened to your brother. You are the people of the book. The original people of the book. You are the ancestry of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are Israel, Negro so-called. Judah, here, so-called America. Acknowledge it while you can, and then go back to your history and learn about who you are, whose you are, and what is expected of you if you intend to survive this wicked storm that's upon us. It's not coming, it's already here. The storm is here. We're in that dreaded winter they were talking about. Many will die. Many will die. Many will die. Let's continue on. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 6. And now you know what to hold that might be revealed in its time. There's a time for all things. Ecclesiastes told us that. This is that time. 2021. Going forward. We're in that time. Goes on to say, because the mystery of a wickedness already works. And now who let it has allowed it, and now it's going to be removed. We talked about that. That's the Rahuk. And then shall the wicked one be revealed, whom Elohim shall consume with the power of the Rahuk of his word, and shall destroy them with the brightness of his coming. He's going to set fire on this place. He's going to burn it down. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Satan is reigning now. Satan is about to get full carte blanche. Unrestricted carte blanche. If you're not prepared and you don't have that seal in you, brother or sister, you are in trouble. You are in serious trouble. Oh, I know you don't believe your brother. I know you like, yeah, they've been saying that for a long time. Okay. All this stuff that's going on over the last year, that's always been going on according to your intelligence. My intelligence says that over the last year and a half, this whole world has changed. That's what I see. And it's getting worse by the minute. Amen. Verse 10. And with all deceivableness, here comes deception again. So you're going to be deceived. That's why many of your relatives, many of your friends, many of the people who follow this channel, who have viewed it and kept it unsubscribed, they didn't believe it. You know why they don't believe? Because they're being deceived. Because they really think that I'm exaggerating. They think I'm using some kind of fear tactic, trying to scare them. Oh, he's too mean. He's too loud. He don't know what he's talking about. Okay. Do you think the book knows what it's talking about? Yeah. Guess you don't believe that either. But for those of you who believe, continue to listen. Let's go on. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness for them that's going to perish. In other words, Elohim said, see all these unrighteous people, all these people who are embracing homosexuality, killing of babies, pushing whoremongers, all these people who are promoting AI, cryptocurrencies, 5G, all of these people who are pushing transgenderism, men dressing like women, women becoming men, men becoming females, all of those who are promoting that, whatever venue they're in, athletics, entertainment, schools, hospitals, college, universities, in your house, doesn't matter. Whatever they're promoting that, Yah says he's going to judge their asses. He's going to destroy them. That's what he says. Let me read it again. He says, he says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, which is what I'm giving you. He said, since you didn't want to accept this truth, he says, that you might be saved. I'm still reading. That's what it says. Because you refuse to accept this truth. You refuse to accept the love that I'm giving you through the truth, so that you can be saved and that your family can be saved. This is it. Since you rejected the truth, that you think I'm full of shit, some of you, he said, this is what's going to happen to you. He says, because you receive not the love of the truth, that you might be saved, for this reason, Elohim shall send you a strong delusion. You know what delusional means? In other words, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between right and wrong. That's someone who's in delusion. That's your surreal world. That's your metaverse. He's sending your metaverse a strong delusion. He's sending your mojo a strong delusion. Why? So that you will believe the lies. So that you would believe the lie. In other words, you're going to think that they're right and that we're wrong. And you're not going to be able to discern the difference. You're not going to be able to tell the difference. I am sorry. You're not going to know the difference. Some of you already don't know the difference. That's why you're angry at your brother. Because you already don't know the difference. You already think it's okay to love who you want to love, even though it goes against nature. You already think it's okay because it's your body, your choice, that you can kill innocent babies with no accountability. You already think that through your fear and intimidation, you can make other people afraid and go and do something that goes against Elohim, because your body is the temple of the Rahu. And you're not supposed to put anything in your body that's not already commissioned by Elohim. And if you want to know what's commissioned, you can go right to the Levitical laws and he can tell you what you should be eating and what you should not be eating. What can go in your body and what should not be going in your body. And I can assure you the juice should not be going in your body. Many will die. But maybe the last you hear your brother this time. At least in this format. I'll be back in another format. Just remember the initials. I'll just switch them around. It'll be FDG or DFG-empty. It'll be something else, but they'll be back. Believe that. And it should cause them, and Elohim should cause them or send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Don't you know if Elohim don't allow you to understand the difference between good and evil, you're in trouble? And that's what he's saying. You're not going to be able to know the difference because you love not the truth. You rejected his word. And if you're an Israelite, your word, you rejected your own history. This book, these things were written for our salvation because they knew the time would come that we would need the knowledge that's in this book. It was hidden for us for thousands of years, and now it's being revealed to us, and many of our own people reject it for religion, for customs of men, for science, and every damn thing else. All falsehoods, all goddesses and gods, all wickedness from high places. They believe the rulers of the darkness of this world. They hate the truth, the one truth. Who that truth come from is Elohim. And who is his messengers? Those of us who speak that truth. And yes, I am one. I will acknowledge that. Praise Yah. Goes on to say, verse 12 or 11 again. Send you a storm that you're going to believe the lies. I don't want nobody lying to me. I can't stand a lie. Well, people will be lying to you, and you will stand the lies. If you're not in this book and you don't have the Rahook in you, people are going to lie to you, and you're going to believe their lies. Guess what? So all you people, I don't like liars. I don't deal with no liars. I don't want no liars around me. Well, guess what? You're going to have them, and you're going to be embracing them, and you're going to believe them. You're going to love them. You're going to sleep with them. You're going to do everything with them, and they're going to be a part of your self-destruction. Because why? You thought the book wasn't important. You thought not keeping Elohim's word isn't important. You could do whatever you want to do because you were lied to through your religion and your religious teachers. They lied to you and told you that you could do anything you wanted to do because you had grace. You could eat anything you wanted to do as long as you prayed over it. Lies, lies, lies. Elohim said heaven and earth would pass away before one jot, one dot of the law would pass away. He even said that he would judge those by the commandments. Revelation 22 talks about it. Matthew chapter 7 talks about it. Go read it for yourself. Heaven and earth going to pass away before this book. They lied. They said they deceived you. It says here, you're going to be deceived in the last days. They deceived you by telling you you did not have to keep the laws, including Deuteronomy 22:5, which pisses off so many of you sisters. Told you didn't have to keep it. It's not necessary. It's done away with. White Jesus saved you. No, white Jesus is Satan. He's going to lead your ass straight to hell. Where he already is, by the way. Can we continue on? Verse 12, that they all might be damned, that you might be damned, that you might be damned, destroyed, condemned, that you might be condemned. And here's why you're going to be condemned. Who believe not the truth. What is the truth? The word is the truth. You're going to be condemned because you rejected the truth. That's the reason. The only reason. Because you rejected the truth. You did not keep his word. So he's going to give you over to believe those who lie, tell you that you don't have to do it. It doesn't matter. And you're going to believe it. Many of you already believe it. You know you do. Admit it. You already believe it. To your own destruction. To your own damnation. Why don't you just get the book and read it for yourself? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 12. How hard is that? Revelation chapter 13. Matthew chapter 7. Matthew 20, chapter 4. Luke chapter 13. Luke chapter 21. It's that. Right there before your eyes. You don't want the truth because you love a lie. That's what he says right here. Right? Oh, let me read it for you. That they might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. In other words, they embrace all this wickedness. They embrace the Cardi B. How do you say it? They embrace what's that Travis Scott's of the world? They embrace all of them. They embrace all of it. The Billy Porters, Tyler Perry, they embrace all of it. All of it. All of the debauchery. All of the wickedness. They love it. Many of you love it. It's on your radio playing right now. As soon as you get in your car, you turn it on. You bumping, you popping to it. Oh yeah, I don't need no man. All he got to do is swipe my, you know what, and then, use it like an ATM machine. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm going to give me an OnlyFans page. I'm going to have these, they're going to be paying to see my body. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He knows. I know he knows. And you know too. But you can't unwind this. You can't unravel this because you're so caught up in the middle of it because he says you're going to be deceived. Maybe not you, but I guarantee you many people that you know. But again, maybe you too. You know. You know what you're doing on social media. You know how you do it. Remember, Elohim sees everything you do. Can't hide from him. And if you're doing it, keep doing it. You don't have to change. It's okay, right? Because you believe that lie. You are self-deceiving. Because Elohim said he's going to give you over to a strong delusion that you might believe your own lie. You think it's the truth. I understand. You don't think anything wrong with it. How could anything be wrong with that? My body, my choice, right? Surely nothing could be wrong with that. I'm only doing it to myself. I'm not hurting anybody. Right? Isn't that your philosophy? Isn't that your stance? Well, it isn't Elohim's stance. He says your body belongs to him. Whether you like it or not. But you sold your soul for a morsel of bread, for the cares of this life, for the gods of this world. You sold yourself out. Many of you sisters, you sold out for money, for power, for prestige, for beauty. Same thing with you brothers. Sold out. You sold your own soul, like Esau, for a meal. Gave away everything for a moment of satisfaction. This little short temporary life you have. The Bible says it's like a blade of grass. It's going to be gone before you know it. You sold eternity for that. You'll regret it if that's you. Now, if you're us, we ain't selling out. No way. We ain't taking nothing. We ain't being a part of nothing. We standing to the debt no matter what. Take the job, take the money, take the house, take the car, take the wife, take the husband, take the children, take any goddamn thing you want to take it. It ain't mine. At the end of the day, it's all Elohim's anyway. But what you're not getting is my soul. Hope you feel that way too. But can we continue? Verse 13. But we are bound to give thanks always. Okay, let me stop right there. Verse 12. Let me say it again. That they all might be damned who believe the lie, who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And our book says, don't you know that the righteous shall not enter the kingdom of heaven? Come on, go one more place with me. Come this far. Let's go to Corinthians. Let's go to, let's see. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians. Go to chapter 6. Amen. Praise God. And let's go to verse 7. All right? Let me read it. Now, therefore, there is only a thought among you because you go to the law against one another. In other words, we call the police on each other. Elohim says he has a problem with that. Did y'all know that? That we have no business going to court against each other. That includes child support court, any other kind of court. Y'all know that? Did you know that? See, we go there because there's no justice amongst us. Because we have walked away from our own laws, and now we're under the bondage and the curse of their laws. The curse of those who lost or let Kyle Rittenhouse get away with murder, probably. Amber almost got away with murder, and many others. Yet, they would never extend those same merciful judgments to their own kind. To us. They'll send it to themselves, but not to us. Because see, their laws were not intended. Their laws were put in place for bondage for us, but we were not supposed to be subject to their laws. We had our own laws. And had we obeyed our own laws, if we were obedient to our own laws, we would have no need for those laws to be a danger to us. Because we would already be a right amongst one another. And they wouldn't be able to touch us because Elohim would fight for us. Or at least give us the knowledge and the wisdom to fight them at the highest level. He scattered them like a bunch of scared dogs. But because we have rejected Elohim, now we're under unjust laws, when he already gave us righteous laws. So no, you shouldn't be taking no one to court for no reason. But I understand, or at least I don't understand. I do understand. Bottom line is judgment. But you need to consider that, my sister, my brother, before you start talking about taking your man, your woman to court. You follow me? You might want to reconsider calling the police on your own kind. Now, he said we're not supposed to do that. I know you said, well, what if they're doing something criminal act? Well, that's why you should have, elders amongst you, righteous women and men around you. That's why many of you all should be the righteous judges amongst your people. There ought to be somebody who can pick up the phone and call you to get wisdom and insight. Don't you know that, sister? Same thing, brother. There should be someone, if they got a problem, they're under duress, they're depressed, they're disencouraged, they ought to be able to pick up the phone and make a phone call to you. And you should have the wisdom and the calming power of the Ruhu to redirect them, to guide them, support them, encourage them, help them. But you lack it because you love the world too. That's your role. These gray hairs are supposed to mean something. Supposed to mean knowledge, wisdom. But knowledge just means gray. Well, let's continue on. Chapter 6, verse 8. He say, you do wrong and you defraud your own brother. He said, know you not that the unrighteous, just told you about, he's going to deceive the unrighteousness, right? He said, all the unrighteous who love not the truth because they love unrighteousness. Remember, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 12, right? He said, because you love unrighteousness, he's going to give you over to a strong illusion that you're going to believe the lies all around you because you're unrighteous. That's what your unrighteousness, that is the reward of the unrighteous, the deception. You will love liars. You will bed liars. You will sleep with liars. You will raise liars. You will feed liars. And you will die with liars. And because of liars. Judgment for the unrighteous. But shall we continue? Know you not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Elohim. You can't, because you're going to be believing the lies. You're going to be self-deceived. He's going to give you over to a strong delusion. Remember that? That you believe a lie. Because why? Because you didn't love the truth. What is truth? His word is true. Righteousness is true. Righteousness exalts a nation. But sin is a reproach to every people. Most of our people are living in reproach. Because we love sin more than we love truth. We love to be out there sinning. Drinking, partying, wilding out. Masquerading. Idolatry, practicing idolatry, celebrating, sorcery, idolatry, holidays, holy days, hell days, wicked days, in these wicked synagogues, praying to false entities, calling them God, calling them Elohim, calling a man God, loving an image of a man, who we now should know is the image of a man who was planted here to deceive the nations of the world, us. White folks don't believe in no white Jesus. Don't believe that lie. Only the ignorant on white people believe in white Jesus. The informed and educated know, guess what? That's a fraud, a fake. A fakusi. Not a real diamond. They know it. The ignorant among them don't know it, but the elite know it. They know they made this shit up. That's why they laugh at you wicked ass. They see you in them churches talking about praying to Jesus. They like, yeah, come on, keep on praying. As long as we got you under our thumb, under our foot, we're good. And when you practice your religion, you're under their foot.
He goes on to say, verse 9, now you know that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Elohim. Be not deceived, sister, my brother. Be not deceived. But he said, neither fornicators, nor the drunkard, nor adulterers, nor the effeminate, means homosexuality, lesbianism included, and all those other L's, LBTQ, L, whatever, all of them, effeminate. Men who are supposed to be heterosexual, but wear apparel, dressing, putting on female clothes, like Deuteronomy 22:5 says, a man should not wear that which pertaineth to a woman. You too, devil. You're a deception. You think it's cool, it's not cool. What Wade and the rest of them got you doing is Cuddy, whatever his name is, wearing these dresses, all the rest of these entertainers putting these damn dresses on. They're teaching you to disobey, to fall off the chart, to fall into the depths of hell through unrighteousness, to make sure you don't get in. They ain't getting in, and they don't want you to get in either. And you're just buying that up, just drinking that up, just enjoying that up, and just eating it up, never knowing that you're just killing and poisoning your own souls. Many of us, many of our people, some of you. He said, nor the effeminate, nor the abusers of themselves with mankind, whores, whoremongers, drug addicts, those who are using prescribed narcotics and what you would call street narcotics, for lack of a better word. Those of you taking the juicy juice too, abusing your body. And he says, nor thieves, nor those who covet. In other words, want something that does not belong to them. Covet. Drunkards. Rilers. You know rilers? These are people who are always at the parties, looking for the next party, hanging out at the bars and the club. You too. Nor extortioners, those who cheat people. Use, charge people, extra for things that they shouldn't be charging people for. Extorting people. Giving them money and charging interest. Do you know we're not supposed to charge interest to our own people? If I loan you $5, I shouldn't ask for $6 back. That's called extortion by our book. Cheating people, raising the price just because of a shortage or something. That's called extortion. So if you're an extorter, you're extorting something, you're taking advantage of other people because you have something they need and you're charging them, extra for it, your ass is wicked. Read the book. Shall not inherit the kingdom of Elohim. Now, what do you think about that? So when you look at what's going on with China, what's going on with Russia, what's going on, in the Middle East, what's going on here in America, South America, what's going on in Cuba, Ethiopia, Africa, all of these things are signs of the times. Elohim says that he would hide. Let's go back to Corinthians, and we're going to be stopped. We're going to go back to I want to read that to you one more time. 1 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Real fast. For the mystery of wickedness is already here. Only he who now let it will let until he be taken out of the way. Talking about the spirit of Elohim. He's moving it out of the way now. If it ain't in you, you're not going to be able to find it. If you don't already have it, you're in trouble. You need to be praying and seeking it, and you better stop, drop, and fix right now. No more time for you. So all you children, I got time, I'm wait. I know my mom, my dad been telling me about this, but I got time. No, you don't. No, you don't. There's going to be a generation going to be too late. You are part of the too late generation. Why are you waiting? You had better get in. The door is about to be shut. Amen? Elohim's shutting it. So ain't nobody going to be able to open it for you. Prayers, nothing going to get your mama, your baby, nothing. Fasting, praying, nothing's going to get you, and you better get in while you can get in. Because when it's shut, it's over with. It's done. All who are without will be destroyed. What the book, Revelation 14, 22 and 14, all who are out the gate are dogs and sorcerers and murderers and all of those whoremongers and, all those who believe and love it a lie, sorcerers, idolaters. Did not it say that? The gate is going to be shut. soon, now. Amen. He goes on to say, shall be taken out of the way, and it shall the wicked be revealed, who the Elohim shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the fire of his coming. Even him who's coming after the workers of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of the unrighteousness, of the unrighteousness, in them that perish. Some of you are going to die because of your wickedness, because of your unrighteousness, because you love not the truth. He says that. He goes on to say, for they shall be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Because you didn't accept the love of the truth, that you might be saved. Amen. This is Love Talk. I love you. That's why I share it with you. Amen. Sisters, brothers, share it. You got anybody out there that's still going astray? You love them? Pull out our book for our salvation, for our guidance, so we can find a way. Yeshua came to save the lost sheep of Israel, us. How? By turning us back to Elohim. I thought you said he died on the cross for our sins. He never said that. He said he will be killed for the truth that he's spreading. See, many of us are going to be destroyed for the truth that we're spreading. Going to be hated for the truth that we're spreading. Many of us will die for this truth. But only once shall we die. After that, we will go before judgment and into eternity with Elohim. Most of you will die twice. You'll die because you love this world, and you'll die the second death because you love this world. If you don't, wake up, get your mind right, get refocused, and come home to Israel. Come home to Elohim. Come back to your people. Be separate. Come out from among them. And don't be a part of their uncleanliness. He said, draw closer to him, and he'll draw closer to you. He said, come out that I might receive you unto myself. Right? First, I want to say, isn't that 1 Corinthians 6 and 17? All right. Do you hate me because I tell you the truth?